Steelers and the Vikings, a Super Bowl IX rematch played in Ireland.
Yeah.
And by the way, this isn't my 5 words or less, but I will say 3 words.
Yeah.
Bingo, bango, bongo. I got 2. I get like 1 a year.
Right.
I got Thursday's game, 23-20.
Which I was
Seahawks,
1 point off.
And you were 1 point off.
Right.
And I got yesterday morning's game, Steelers 24-21, and you were 1 point off. You did like 24-20.
I just can't beat you in picks. Whatever it is, my 5 words were going to be shamrocks up their ass. All right. And you have the same one when it comes to the picks.
But it's always there.
Yeah.
It's not something, it's permanently residing. There's a shamrock, there's a horseshoe, there's a rabbit's foot, there's everything you can imagine crammed up there for the Steelers because they always find a way.
Right. And you know, I don't want to say that too in the fact that they were lucky because they did a lot of good things. They definitely did. But are they lucky in the sense of, you know, yeah, the defense was opportunistic and making plays, which I don't want to call it lucky. They make plays. That's what they do. But man, you blow a coverage at the end of the game and let them hang around. I think the first thing I want to say is end of the half, they have the field goal blocked and then Minnesota goes down and gets points, 6-point swing. The other part of the game that I just could not believe that happened was that Mike Tomlin let Aaron Rodgers talk him out of it at the end on 4th and goal from the 3.5-yard line, kick the field goal, go up 27-14. They don't do it. They run off a left tackle on 4th and 3.5, which is a lot to ask for when a team's down there playing goal line defense. They don't get it. And then they allow the opportunity for Minnesota to come back. They blow a coverage. There goes Jordan Addison, and Peyton Wilson makes the tackle of the day, saving that touchdown.
Jordan Addison getting tracked down by a linebacker, and I know it's his first game back.
Yeah, but tracked down by a linebacker when he had a 15-yard head start. That's the problem, right? But that was a big moment. But I just was shocked by some of that type of stuff. But all in all, what did we see? Steelers ran the ball. I mean, that Gainwell, they might have found something. We saw a big play from DK Metcalf, and we saw the defense, I think, play its best game of the year for sure, especially up front with how they harassed Carson Wentz.
JP Tone, Pittsburgh Steelers pick up a big one in the Emerald Isle, the beautiful Dublin, Ireland. Tone, your team winning the Super Bowl this year?
Yes, definitely. Everyone counted us out because we created 5 turnovers.
You did too.
Turnovers are all luck.
Yep.
They're not
Including
a skill.
What's that, AJ? Who did?
Including Diggs. Diggs was really down the dumps
I'm
earlier
sorry.
this year. For sure.
Go to Friday's show. Pat said, "Are you going to win?" I said, "Yes, no doubt."
Yeah, but you said it with doubt.
Okay.
No, there was no doubt about this one. I said I was very confident in this one.
Okay, so you like them in Ireland, you like them against the Vikings, you like them against Carson Wentz, who certainly gave us the experience, let alone all the decisions that were made by the Pittsburgh Steelers. This one, 37 seconds left, 1st and 10. Obviously, we got no timeouts, so we need to get rid of it. It was electrifying. And in all of that, Steelers get a win. D-Butch. Steelers won all in this offseason.
Yeah.
Paid a lot of people. Jalen Ramsey's making plays. DK Metcalf's making plays. Aaron Rodgers doing well. Darius Slay's impact has been heightened because of injuries. What are your thoughts on the moves they made in the offseason and how it's either coming to fruition or do they still have a long way to go?
I love all the moves they made in the offseason, and the moves were made kind of all in. Like, it's this year, maybe next year, but Aaron came into the season saying this was going to be his last season play. You drafted Will Howard. We'll see how he develops. Hopefully Skylar Thompson's okay, but they're all in it. The pieces are working. Jonnu Smith not getting as involved. I think I saw you showed me the tight end snap counts. I believe he had like 13 or 15 snap counts, which is kind of surprising because he is a weapon in the pass game. But I love it. Always starts with the quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers is playing high-level football. So if they take care of the football and continue to take it away on the defensive side of the ball.
People could be they could be problematic if they figure out the quarterback position, which is a big if.
Huge.
But DK Metcalf running wild in Ireland is certainly what everybody envisioned whenever they decided to pay him $30 million a year before ever doing a don for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is out of control. Running back had a huge game. Kenneth Gainwell was everywhere for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, and he was always good for Philly. It was just when he got drafted there, Miles Sanders was a 1,000-yard rusher in that offense. Then they get Saquon. And so Kenneth Gainwell is just kind of that third down back. And now, I mean, was this his first true, like, full, hey, you're the guy, and you end up with, 90 yards and 2 touchdowns?
Under the relentless Irish rain, the Pittsburgh Steelers, written off as off-season experiments, laughed at for their desperate all-in gambles, just eviscerated the Minnesota Vikings 2-4-21 inches, the league's first Dublin showdown. 5 turnovers forced, a blocked field goal that swung 6 crucial points, and a defense that clawed back from the brink of collapse like a cornered beast. Steelers Nation. Feel that chill down your spine? This isn't luck. It's vengeance. Everyone, and I mean everyone, from doubting insiders to fair-weather fans, counted them out after a brutal 0-2 start, whispering rebuild like a curse. But Mike Tomlin, he just flipped the script, turning the Emerald Isle into a graveyard for Carson Wentz's dreams. 24 points on foreign soil, with Aaron Rodgers slicing through like a ghost. This win screams Super Bowl contender. Or does it? Hang on, because what unfolded was pure, unfiltered chaos. But buried under that final whistle euphoria lies the real monster. A Steelers defense so vicious, it's rewriting nightmares for quarterbacks league-wide. Oh, the horror for Vikings fans. A Steelers D that entered Week 4 surrendering a league-worst 25.7 points per game, dead last in takeaways with 0 through 2 weeks, suddenly erupts for 5 soul-crushing turnovers. TJ Watt looping inside like a predator in the shadows. Cam Hayward and rookie Derrick Harmon. Yes, that undrafted gem we dissected last week. Deflecting passes with ruthless precision on 3rd and 1-5. Watch Peyton Wilson swarm everywhere, a human missile erasing wide-open lanes. Deshaun Elliott snaring a tipped ball from Harmon for pick. 6 vibes, even if that fumble return got flagged back. And don't get me started on Patrick Queen filling B-gaps with blinding acceleration, sacking Wentz before he could blink. This unit isn't gelling, it's fused in hellfire, forcing 3 picks and 2 fumbles in a game where Minnesota's offense crumbled like wet cardboard. Controversial take. If Brian Flores schemed this for the Vikes, why couldn't he unleash it on his own squad? Steelers doubters, eat your words. This defense is the apocalypse for run-of-the-mill QBs. Yet while the D devours souls, the offense, starved for explosion all season, finally awakens with a strike that could shatter dynasties. Cue the thunder. DK Metcalf, that $30 million a year colossus the Steelers mortgaged their future for, unleashes an 80-yard dagger on a skinny post that leaves Vikings DBs grasping at ghosts. Pre-snap motion with Ben Skoranek pulling linebackers like puppets, play action freezing the flat. Then boom, Rodgers' eyes right. Metcalf ghosts left, outrunning a safety with breakaway speed that echoes his Buda Baker clinic last year. 5 yards of slant, a vicious cut, and he's gone. Untouched, unstoppable, torching soft zone for the season's first true explosive play under Rodgers. This duo, electric heresy in a league that worships parity. But here's the gut punch. Without that block from Calvin Austin sealing the edge, it's just another tease. Steelers offense, long accused of offensive anemia at 18.3 points per game through 3 weeks, just injected nitro, 24 points total, with Metcalf's haul pushing them over the edge. Imagine the collapse if they bottled this. No, Steelers faithful. This is your wake-up call to dominance. Metcalf's fire lights the fuse, but it's the grinders in the trenches who turn sparks into infernos. Let's spotlight the shadows where heroes hide. Step into the muck. Kenneth Gainwell, Philly's forgotten 3rd down wizard, erupts for 92 yards and 2 touchdowns filling for the sideline Jaylen Warren. Crackback whiff by Darnell Washington be damned. His quicksilver burst off the edge, drags Turner wide and into pay dirt. 92 yards on 14 carries, averaging 6 per pop, in a run game that clawed 142 total yards against a Vikings front-ranked top 5 inches rush D. Then the rookies. Derrick Harmon. Eyes locked on Wentz, deflecting for Elliott's theft on 3rd and 8. Patrick Queen blitzing from disguise, accelerating like a freight train into the backfield for a momentum-shattering strip. Heavy truth. Warren's absence exposed cracks. If Gainwell's no fluke, great. If it's smoke, the run game's degradation could doom Rodgers to isolation. But damn, the emotion here? Pure, raw triumph. These underdogs paid scraps while Stars cash checks just proved heart trumps hype. Controversial? Steelers overpaid for flash like Metcalf. Grit like this wins rings. These Warriors bleed black and gold. But the real gamble? Those off-season haymakers that could crown kings or bankrupt the empire. Flashback to March Madness. Steelers go nuclear, inking Aaron Rodgers to his swan song, dropping $30 mil on Metcalf's Speed Demon Act, drafting Will Harden as heir apparent while Skylar Thompson nurses bruises. Tight end snaps for Jonnu Smith, a measly 14, Weaponized underuse in a pass game, Rodgers elevates to elite, completing 72% for 285 yards and 2 scores here. All in for now, maybe next. But the danger? Rodgers at 41, whispering retirement like a death knell. Injuries amplifying Slay's shadow. Ramsey's picks, 2 in this route. Masking depth voids. Precise math. Defense jumps from 22nd, in points allowed to top 10 turnover margin overnight. But blow that late coverage on Addison. 15-yard cushion, tracked by Wilson like prey, and it's Super Bowl suicide. Shock value. Critics called it delusional decay. I call it resurrection. Steelers, you're not just relevant, you're terrifying. Feel that pull. The potential's a powder keg. One spark from glory or ash. From audacious bets to battlefield glory, one question haunts. Can this Frankenstein monster storm the Super Bowl gates? Or will it devour itself? Steelers Nation, etch this. A 24,021 gut check in Ireland. First international W since '09. Rooney family legacy etched in emerald. Catapults Pittsburgh to 1-2, staring down Detroit and Baltimore like gladiators. Defense's best outing yet. 142 rush yards surrendered? No. They owned it, harassing Wentz into 2 picks despite his 220-yard facade. Offense gels at last. 24 points versus their 18.3 average, but Tomlin's 4th and goal folly, snubbing the FG for a stuffed run, letting Vikes hang by a thread, screams hubris. Excitement surges. Metcalf, Rodgers' alchemy, Gainwell's breakout, Harmon's rookie rage. This team's ceiling? Lombardi. Level, but the abyss yawns. Quinney roulette post. Rodgers, injury roulette amplifying every snap. Controversial fire. Vikings fans, your scat protection was a joke. Steelers, prove the doubters wrong or fade to irrelevance. The drama? Electric. The stakes? Eternal. Watch this space. The black and gold storm is just brewing.